Alright there guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, we got ourselves another list video, the first of 2020. And we're revisiting the topic from the very first list video I'd made back in the 31st of July 2017. And that was my top 20 Call of Duty Zombies maps, ranking from worst to best. Where we took a look at World at War, BO1, BO2 and BO3's maps, excluding Call of the Dead and Der Riese, because Der Riese and the Giant are the same map. This time, we're going to be going for World at War, BO1, BO2, BO3 and BO4. That's right, all 8 BO4 maps are going to be included in this list. And of course, still excluding no Call of the Dead, still haven't played it, and no Der Riese, because that and the Giant are the same map. So we're not going to include both. This is actually my second time trying to record this video. The first time it was an hour and 25 minutes long, and it didn't upload and almost broke my YouTube on my phone, where I literally had to delete the YouTube app on my phone and then reinstall it to get it working properly again. So I've decided to scrap that video and instead make this list 2 parts. The first part will be uploaded today, and the next part will be going up in a few days or so. So this is going to be my top 28 Call of Duty Zombies maps, from worst to best. From number 28 down to number 15 in this episode, and the next one will be from number 14 all the way down to number 1. Okay, now let's get into it. Coming in at the number 28 spot is Black Ops 3 DLC 2 Zetsubo no Shima. Zetsubo is an awful map. Why is that? Let's start off with the Thrasher. Not a great mini boss, and spawns in every single round after round 8. Not ideal. The spores make you cough, so you put your weapon away so the zombies can hit you and you can't do anything back. And they can also turn regular zombies into Thrashers. Not also very unhelpful. The setup costs 10,000 points, and the temporary power is really annoying. You have to go all the way to one side of the map with a bucket, get a bucket and get some water in it and put it in the power slot. Then you have to go all the way to the end of the other side of the map to do exactly the same thing. Then you've got to come back to the middle, hope the bunker will open. If it doesn't, you have to go back, keep going back and forth but they both work. Then the bunker is half of the damn map. The KT4 literally takes over 10 rounds to upgrade. It's that tedious. The swimming mechanic was cool, but if you think about it, not really groundbreaking anymore. We've got the pack punch itself. Opening itself, with its parts, you have to swim very, very far looking for the parts, and you could run out of air and drown. That doesn't help, and zombies can breathe underwater, which is also very annoying. The plants are almost useless trying to fertilize them, because you have to everything is so specific with them just to give you something good. So you'll rarely ever get anything good out of them. The MX Grand, Razorback, and Marshall 16s being added to the box was nice, but nowhere near enough to make the map any sort of good. So that's why it comes in at number 28. Coming in at the number 27 spot is Black Ops 2 DLC 1 Die Rise. Die Rise. It's actually moved down a few spots since the first version of this list. What makes Die Rise the second worst map? Well, the fact that they nerfed the Liquefier. It was the greatest wonder weapon in all of zombies when Die Rise was released, but then Treyarch nerfed it, meaning a wonder weapon that could kill an entire round in one hit with one shot may take 10 shots to kill the entire round. Still sounds good, but it's nowhere near what it used to be. The jumping jacks, just a rip-off of the Nova Crawlers. Very annoying, very hard to hit sometimes. Especially if you're using one of the good buildables, which is the Trample Steam, to try and get a free perk from them by not shooting them. Very awkward, makes everything very awkward. Full damage, very, very prevalent in this map. has a very good chance of killing you more than the zombies. Is PhD Flopper on the map? Yes. But no, it's not accessible. Biggest track love trolling us. Camping on the roof is nice, but in order to get set up, the elevators, they could have Jug and Pack-a-Punch next to each other, which is what you want, but they could also have Mule Kick and Double Tap. Still not bad, but nowhere near as ideal. So random perks bring it down a bit. That's why it comes in at number 27. Coming in at the number 26 spot is Transit. Transit, of course, was supposed to be the greatest map in all of Zombies. It ended up being quite the opposite, a pretty awful map. What's bad about Transit? The lava, the denizens, the fog, the fact that Pack-a-Punch is incredibly hard to open. You have to get a turbine from the bus depot, go all the way to the power station, turn on the power, put the turbine next to the power door, go all the way to town, I hope that the Pack-a-Punch room is open after you've blown up the bank. If it's not, back to the bus depot, get another turbine, back to the power station, and back to town, and hope it's worked. It's incredibly tedious. The Avogadro, very annoying boss zombie without Galvanucles or the EMP grenades, incredibly almost impossible to beat. The EMP grenades turn off any perks if you throw one at them, so if you throw the EMP grenade at Jug, the effects of Jug are no longer in effect. If you throw an EMP grenade at the mystery box after you roll it, it just shuts. So again, what's the point in that? Literally just used to troll, nothing, isn't helpful. The bus can leave you at any point, even when you don't want it to. The only saving grace from Transit is it's not that bad on co-op because someone can go to the town before the power is turned on, turn on the power, put the turbine next to the power door, and then the Pack-a-Punch will open and someone could just go straight in, and it does not shut until everyone has left. So that's the most effective way of doing it. The jet gun, one of the if not the worst wonder weapon of all time, breaks almost instantly, and one of the parts is in Narkta and Toten. Why is Narked just randomly in Transit? Who knows? And it's only the downstairs part of Narked as well. You can't even go upstairs. And that's why it comes in at number 26. Coming in at the number 25 spot is 5. One of the two launch maps for Black Ops 1. 5 is an awful map. The characters are great though. John F. Kennedy, one of his secretaries, Richard Nixon, and Fidel Castro. Great characters for the map. But the map 5 is one of those maps that's hard for the sake of being hard. There's no reason for it to be challenging. It just is. And 5 really is annoying because you've got the Pentagon Thief who can take any weapon you're holding away from you if he gets too close to you. If you kill him, he gives you a bon. If you kill him without him taking a weapon, you get the Bonfire Sail, one of the most unique power-ups in all of Zombies, where every single teleporter in the second floor takes you to the Pack-a-Punch area, and Pack-a-Punch only costs 1,000 points. So that's very nice, but he takes so much damage. Nova Crawlers appear once you've turned the power on. That doesn't help. The map is incredibly close quarters, so you've got very, very limited space. The Winter's Howl isn't even a good wonder weapon, and 5 just overall is not a good map. That's why it comes in at number 25. Coming in at the number 24 spot is Voyage of Despair, one of the 4 Black Ops 4 launch maps. Oh dear, Voyage of Despair, worst map in BO4. Where's it set? The Titanic. What a location to set a zombies map on. And they don't do anything special with it. They make every single room look almost the same, so you never know where you are. The 4 Pack-a-Punch locations are all spread out across the map. 3 of them are horrible. 1 of them's all pretty good, the poop deck, but everywhere else it sucks. The Kraken, it's an okay wonder weapon. Yeah, I don't mind it. The Stokers and Blightfathers, interesting new mini-boss zombies. But the way to turn the power, get to the Pack-a-Punch locations and the things you have to do, so tedious. As I said, every room is the same, pretty much. The characters, not terrible, but not that good either. Voyage of Despair just overall is pretty bad. That's why it comes in at number 24. Coming in at the number 23 spot is Black Ops 1 DLC 3, Shangri-La. Shangri-La is the best map in zombies aesthetically, but that's all it is. It's another incredibly difficult map, which is another map that's hard for the sake of being hard. There are 2 power switches, but luckily they're right next to each other, so you don't have to worry about going around the entire map looking for 2 different power switches. They're right next to each other. The minecart's a cool addition. The Baby Maker's a great wonder weapon. The Napalm and Shriek are interesting. But again, incredibly it's a close quarters map, but it's the most close quarters map in all of zombies. There's barely any space to train anywhere. With having no PhD, explosive wonder weapons aren't very good. For Pack-a-Punch, if you're on solo, you only have to stand on one specific activation platform for the Pack-a-Punch to open. But if you're playing on co-op, however many players there are how many spots you have to stand on. And if you're not all standing on one at the same time, Pack-a-Punch doesn't open. You've got monkeys that can steal your drops, and if you kill it before it runs away, you can get a drop back, and it could be a free perk, but it's very unlikely. The monkeys do kind of get in the way a lot, but they're not the worst thing ever, and that's why Shangri-La comes in at number 23. Coming in at number 22 is Black Ops 4 DLC 1, Dead of the Night. This map. It introduced vampires and werewolves. Sounds awesome. It's not. The vampires are stronger than regular zombies, and they're faster than the player. That isn't fair. That's just bad game design. That's bad design, because why do people hate Advanced Warfare? Because the zombies can move faster than the player. And yet in Dead of the Night, the vampires can move faster than the player, which is really frustrating. The Alistair's Foley, not a bad wonder weapon at all. The werewolves, just like the Thrashers, you can only kill them by shooting certain specific points, just they're a lot bigger. You've got silver bullets, which can be used for some Easter eggs. We've got a celebrity cast, that aren't really any good, since they all die at the end anyway. We've got the separate spawn rooms, which has only ever been done once before in Verrückt. The Sentinel artifact is not difficult to find. It's at the other end of the room that you start in. You just sort of open a few doors to get to it, and then boom, it's open. The way you open Pack-a-Punch is very interesting, where you have to go to these 3 different crystals, green, blue, and purple, collect some souls, then you have to look inside of it, and it will show you certain things like maybe a doll, a painting, a clock, a ghost, and a few others. You have to go to looking for these certain things on the map in order to get these silver pitching forks, which open up the Pack-a-Punch gates for you. That's interesting, but that's as far as it goes. That's why Dead of the Night comes in at number 22. Coming in at number 21 is the World at War release map. Launch map. Nacht der Untoten. Night of the Dead. Night of the Undead. Nacht is the very first zombies map we ever played. It's the very first zombies map that was ever released. It's very simple. 2 downstairs rooms, 1 upstairs room, a mystery box, wall guns. That's it. Debris barriers. That's it. Very simple map, but it is still fun today. There's not really much you can say about Nacht. It's a classic. Without it, we wouldn't have got anywhere in zombies without it. So it's one of the most important maps, if not the most important map in all of zombies. Because without it, we wouldn't have got all the amazing maps that came after it. And that's why it comes in at number 21. Coming in at number 20 is the last zombies map we ever got that was ever released so far. Black Ops 4 DLC 4 Tag der Toten, Day of the Dead. It's of course the opposite name to Nacht, as we've come full circle. We've gone from Night of the Undead to Day of the Dead, and then we come together. We play as the transit crew for the first time since Buried, which was completely out of the blue. We've got 3 wonder weapons: the Thunder Gun on original, the Tundra Gun, which is basically the Thunder Gun and the Winter's Howl put together, which somehow is worse than the normal Thunder Gun, and the Wunderwaffe Sniper, which is nowhere near as good as the actual Wunderwaffe. Of course, it's a remake of Tag der Toten is a remake of Call of the Dead. They put in a nice little tribute to George Romero, which we all were happy to see, as George Romero was on the original Call of the Dead, and he unfortunately passed away back in 2017, so it was nice that Treyarch put a nice little tiny tribute in there by putting his glasses on a little table. We have a big facility that was not part of the original Call of the Dead that's not really needed. It's a bigger map. There's no fog, so you can see everything. The ship is exactly the same as Call of the Dead. I don't, of course, have the nostalgia of Call of the Dead that some of you guys might have. So playing Tag der Toten, that was the first time I played that area at all. Snowballs were a great addition. They are very strong and can kill hellhounds in one hit with a snowball to the head. That was a good addition that was slightly overlooked by some people. But overall, Tag der Toten, it just doesn't have anything special about it, except that it's the final map in the Ether storyline. That's all it has going for it. Even if the final ever Easter egg cutscene in Zombies was incredibly sad. And it ended the chapter of the zombie storyline for Ether. 10 years we spent with these characters, and it was all for them to sacrifice themselves. And that's why it comes in at number 20. Coming in at the number 19 spot is the very first DLC map we ever got. World at War DLC 1 Verrückt, aka Asylum. That's what it stands for. Verrückt was the first map to introduce the power, the box moving, multiple spawn rooms, which wasn't seen again until Dead of the Night, traps, the PPSH. It introduced quite a lot, and perks. Can't forget perks. It introduced Jug, Double Tap, Speed Collar, and Quick Revive. Cannot forget. Verrückt didn't have a wonder weapon in the original. In the BO3 version, it has the Wunderwaffe, but the original doesn't have anything. There's a room with a dentist chair that is incredibly creepy if you go up to it and hold square. There's a sound of drilling and someone screaming. Creepy as hell. It's a very close quarters map. There's a decent camping spot next to an electric trap. And that's all there really is to Verrückt. That's why it comes in at number 19. Coming in at number 18. Don't know if this one is a controversial pick or not, but it's Alpha Omega, the Black Ops 4 DLC 3, the remake of Nuketown. You guys might remember. I couldn't make a Alpha Omega first attempt video on my channel because my microphone was actually broken when the map was released. But I made my first ever video back with my microphone, the gameplay for Alpha Omega. Alpha Omega is certainly bigger than Nuketown. That's what it was advertised as, much bigger than Nuketown. But, for me, the actual map itself is bigger, yes, but every area that's in the original Nuketown, that's also in Alpha Omega, I feel like every individual area in Alpha Omega is actually smaller than the original Nuketown. The back gardens that you can train in on the original Nuketown have the bunker. They each have an entrance to the bunker. So that takes away some space because zombies can come out of there. So that's space you don't have to train in anymore. The bunker was the main. The bunker is half of the map. And of course was advertised as the big selling point of Alpha Omega, like we'd been searching ever since 2012 when Nuketown was released, how to get inside the bunker and what is inside of it, and then we finally did. And it wasn't even that special. The bunker just has a bunch of has some mannequins, has 4 different spots. Turning on the Pack-a-Punch was pretty annoying because you have to turn these 4 valves that have gas coming out of them. But whenever you do, I swear, if you do that at the start of a round, the zombies spawning faster than they do normally. We had electrified Nova Crawlers, which were a slightly new addition. We had electrified Hellhounds, which didn't actually do anything different. We had 4 elemental Ray Gun Mark IIs as the wonder weapons. Yes, it's elemental, but it's still a Ray Gun Mark II, and it's Treyarch's way of being cheap and saying, hey look, this is the Ray Gun Mark IV. No, it isn't. It's not the Ray Gun Mark IV, it's the Ray Gun Mark II still. And with the Ray Gun Mark II is a great wonder weapon, yes, but it's nowhere near as good as the Ray Gun Mark III, and it just should have been the Ray Gun Mark IV. Treyarch should have just made an entirely new ray gun. After the past 2 DLC 3s, for BO2 and BO3, we were given the Ray Gun Mark II and Ray Gun Mark III for Buried and Gorod Krovi. We were hoping for a Ray Gun Mark IV in DLC 3 this time. Nope, didn't get it. Alpha Omega, very average map, nowhere near as good as the original Nuketown. That's why it comes in at number 18. Coming in at number 17 is that big white planet in the sky. Yep, it's Moon. Moon has some very interesting features. How we start in Area 51, we don't even start on the moon, where it can be Jug or Speed Cola as the first perk. If it's Jug, when you come back, it'll be Speed Cola. Then when you come back, go back and then come back again, it'll be Jug. The alternating thing is a bit annoying, but we have an astronaut as the mini-boss zombie. If he grabs hold of you and you have a perk, he'll take one. If you have multiple perks, he'll take one away. If you only have one perk, he'll take that away. If you don't have any perks, he'll just damage you. We have the excavators that are incredibly annoying because they block off parts of the map as it goes on. We have the Biodome, which is an incredible training area. We have the Zap Guns, which are an amazing wonder weapon. We have the hacking device, but it's risky because without it, if you have the hacking device, you have to take off your helmet, and when you don't have a helmet in space, you can't breathe. So you've got to be very quick in hacking things, and then getting your helmet back, your astronaut helmet back, and putting it on before you run out of breath and die. The Gersh device returned from Ascension, which sends zombies into a black hole. But if you jump into it, it teleports you to a different part of the map. Very, very interesting. We have teleporting Nova Crawlers, which were the first time we'd seen a new variation of Nova Crawlers after the originals. The moon has anti-gravity, which was actually the first time we saw it, not the anti-grav room in Eisendrache. Yeah, moon can be enjoyable, can be an enjoyable map, but the excavators really do make it go down a bit. Of course, we had Richtofen's Grand Scheme as the Easter egg, one of the, if not the biggest cliffhanger ending to a zombies map ever, with Richtofen and Samantha switching bodies, and rockets being shot from the moon to explode on the Earth, which of course in Nuketown Zombies is also going on at the exact same time as the moon Easter egg, because when you die in Nuketown, the nuke from moon lands in Nuketown. So that was a nice way to connect BO1 and BO2. That's why moon comes in at number 17. Coming in at the number 16 spot is World at War DLC 2, Shi No Numa. Shi No Numa, what did we get in Shi No Numa? The first non-German map in zombies. We got the Wonder Wolf DG2 added, the first real wonder weapon of zombies. The original 4 perks returned. Traps, we still had traps. We had Pete McCain hanging from the ceiling in the spawn room, which funnily enough, in the World at War version, if there's a glitch where if you are able to make Pete McCain fall onto the ground, I don't know how me and Connor did this, but we had Pete McCain fall to the ground, we walked up to him, and he just killed us. Both of us. We just instantly downed and died. No, we didn't even down. He just instantly killed us. Neither of us got a chance to go down. We just instant death. But then the game just restarted on round 1, right? But me and Connor had 1 down each, even though the game just restarted by itself. Very strange glitch. Shi No Numa has the zip line as a method of transport. It's not very good. The zombies can easily catch up to you, and it only takes them about 3 seconds to get back to where you are. We have the Bouncing Betties, which were and then they became trip mines in the BO3 version. Hellhounds were introduced for the first time, which give you a max ammo at the end of every time round you get them. We had the mystery books having a yellow light instead of a blue one. Didn't really make any difference. And one thing that's really great about the BO3 version of Shi No Numa is a swampy area outside of one of the 4 doors. The water has been completely taken away, so you can just run through it normally. And we had the Flogger, which was the first ever iconic trap in zombies, where it's a big mechanism with spikes on that spins round really fast and kills all zombies it touches. And of course, if you crawl, you can crawl under it, so really, if you just crawl and stay right directly underneath it, no zombie can touch you until it finishes. That's why Shi No Numa comes in at number 16. Okay, now then, the final map for this video, for the first part. This is a controversial one. Coming in at the number 15 spot is Theatre of the Dead, aka Kino der Toten. That is right, Kino der Toten doesn't even make the top half of this list. It just barely misses out. Kino, of course, gave us Kino didn't really give us any new features. All it gave us it gave us the Nova Crawlers. That was a new feature, but The original 4 perks came back, and then when Mule Kick was added to BO1, it came back, with Kino being the other launch map of BO1, just along with 5. You had to link up teleporters to get to the Pack-a-Punch, just like you did on Darius, no change there. The Bowie Knife, the Monkeys, they returned from Darius. The Hellhounds, they returned. The Thunder Gun was the brand new wonder weapon, and it's one of the greatest wonder weapons we have in zombies. Very, very low ammo, but infinite damage. We of course have the iconic Kino training spot on the stage. Everyone knows that. But other than that stuff, Kino doesn't really have anything massive going for it after that. So that's why it comes in at number 15. So that is the first half of this list, from number 28 to number 15. In a few days or so, I will have the second part of this list uploaded with numbers 14 to 1. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this very first part. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on all my social medias, and until next time guys, catch you later.